Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to Anime King 2. And today I'm going to be giving you part 4 of What If Naruto Learned the Clone Secret in the Beginning. Remember to get this one to 300 likes as usual, share this to all of your friends on your social media platform. And also stay in tune, I'm going to be posting a new episode of What If Naruto was the Uzumaki King over an Anime King. So stay tuned for that, and I hope you guys enjoy. And I'm also going to be posting What If Naruto was given a second chance. So stay tuned for that as well, guys. And remember, if you're new and this is the first time you hear my voice and you enjoy the videos on both Anime King and Anime King 2, go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become a part of the Anime King family. And thank you for all of your help and your support. And remember to comment down below and tell me if you're new, I'll be replying talking about to all of you. So without further ado, what is we begin this new episode? Start the intro. So, the last spot we left off, Naruto saw that his body was gaining more muscle. It's probably because he was only eating ramen at first, and now he was eating healthy food. His body was changing and gaining more muscle. That was good. Seeing that he hated being short, he wanted to be taller. As he headed out and arrived at Team 7 training ground, usually Sakura starts screeching at him, but he simply ignored her. As he started to see the flaw that she has. He's been wasting his entire time falling over this girl, when she always just punched him and everything. She even tried to hit him, but he grabbed her hand. He doesn't deserve to get hit by her, seeing that he doesn't did anything wrong. After a while, Kakashi showed up. As Kakashi was surprised, Naruto broke his rule and ate something. Well, he told them it was better if they didn't eat anything. The kid was smarter than he thought. As they started the bell test, Naruto faced off against Kakashi, that surprised Kakashi a lot, seeing that from the reports he got that Naruto was basically a brain-dead idiot, who didn't learn or know how to do anything. But it seems like the academy teachers were blinded by their hate by the Kyuubi, because they were totally wrong. This kid was not as worthless as they told him. As it went on, Sasuke was no match for Kakashi, as Kakashi buried him, as Sakura fell to a simple genjutsu. But then, Kakashi saw Kurenai came on the field, as he reached out as he grabbed her breast. Well, it was an accident, seeing that he thought that he would just dispel the transformation that Naruto had on, but it was real. As she then grabbed him and whispered seductively into his ear, that made him explode blood from his nose and knock him unconscious. As Naruto returned back to normal, it seems like his transformation worked. Naruto had a rare transformation that is different from all of them. Something that was so real that you couldn't even see through it. Kakashi woke up and was surprised as Naruto got the belts. Naruto threw them to Sasuke and Sakura, but Sasuke didn't want it. His pride wouldn't make him take it. And Sakura gave it back to Sasuke, seeing that she said that she got knocked out by a simple genjutsu, and Naruto got the belt, so it's better if he has it. But Naruto had insurance as he had Kakashi's book as he was about to burn it, as Kakashi told him that they all passed. It seems like Naruto figured out the real reason behind the test, teamwork. And with that, he gave Kakashi back his book. And Team 7 was officially a team, as Naruto told Anko, making Anko laugh. But she promised that she wouldn't tell Kurenai about this, because she'd probably kill him for what he did, using her in that way. As the other Jonin were surprised that Kakashi actually passed the team as well. As they start their missions, it was a lot of boring missions, which Naruto really hated. As Naruto went to visit Sarutobi and asked him about his affinity, as Sarutobi gave Naruto chocolate paper, Sarutobi was shocked as the paper ripped so violently to show how deadly Naruto's wind ability was. As he told Naruto that his son Asuma has the affinity for wind, as Naruto started to think about that, so what he really needed to focus on now was wind affinity. So yeah guys, that was basically the last part we left off. You guys can switch across the place and check it out for yourself. So What do you say we begin this new episode? It has been 2 weeks since the formation of Team 7, as Naruto is currently working with his clones. He has gotten a lot more skill since the last time. His chakra control was a lot better. His clones had finally managed to float a leaf on each finger. After that, he made them spin counterclockwise before switching direction, as Naruto has now started them on tree climbing. Right now they were able to walk 3/4 the way up and run all the way up to the top. Uncle told him that he didn't really master this technique until his clones could stand and fight on the tree for at least an hour. And Naruto didn't have much trouble keeping up with Uncle anymore. Well, that was until she got a bit serious, showing him that she was going easy on him the entire time, as she told him that he was at high Genin level now when he compared to taijutsu at fighting her. But give it a month or two, he could probably be at high Chunin level. His jutsu has made some decent improvement. He had learned 2 of the jutsu that he set out to learn. The wind release, great breakthrough. A simple C-rank jutsu, the user sucked in air and blew it out in a massive way to blow your opponent away. And another C-rank, the wing, Gale Palm, where you thrust out air from your palms. Seeing that his clones had finished those jutsu, he had made the rest of them work on the other ones to get them down as well. But his Fuin jutsu was where he takes his largest leap. His handwriting was finally perfect to work on seals. He had already made 7 that he applied to his home like basic security seals that could only be unlocked through his use of his chakra and a heating seal on his shower head so he could get hot water. He also placed resistance seal on himself. It was located on his wrist, his bicep, his calves, his thighs, his chest and his stomach. Right now he was just at level 1 and it was ridiculously hard to move, as he needed to constantly channel chakra into his limbs to strengthen them. But he assumed that the idea was to slowly wean yourself off of chakra so your speed will increase. And the seal went all the way up to 100 and he was just at level 1. He couldn't even imagine what level 100 was like, as the entire thing was centered right on his stomach. He had also put a small genjutsu over it so others won't notice. He had also created several containment seal, explosive seals, and a trap kunai release that released all of them when a foreign chakra getting 15 foot of it. After finishing his training, Naruto headed to Konoha as he went to the Higurashi weapons store. As he entered the store, he was surprised to see Tenten Mandin, the cash register. "Hey Tenten," he said, as her head snapped up. "Naruto," she said as she came around the desk and greeted him. "So, not to your team today?" he asked. "It's my day off," Tenten said with a shrug. "Hey, you know you haven't visited since the first time you came in here, right?" Well, Naruto said as he stepped back as she was giving him a small glare. "I just got enough money to buy some equipment, so you have to have a reason to come and visit?" she asked as she crossed her arms. "Well, no," Naruto said. "Of course not. It's just that," as he stuttered, not really sure how to deal with girls. As far as the opposite sex go, he only dealt with Sakura and Anko. One of them were really psychotic and the other just tried to abuse him. "Tenten Giga, relax," she said. "I'm just kidding." "Oh," Naruto said, not quite knew what to make of her joke. "So what are you here for?" she asked. "Would you believe me if I said I was here to visit you?" Naruto asked with a grin. "Nice try," she said. "Oh well, I'm here for some more equipment. Standard ninja tool for a C-rank mission." "You're going on a C-rank already?" she said, as she was surprised. Most Genins don't go on C-rank until they have experience, probably 4 to 6 months. "Nah," Naruto said as he shake his head, wishing that he would go on a C-rank. "I just figured the amount used for 1 should be enough for me to use for now." "Well, that stuff should be easy to get," she said as she went with him as they started to grab the stuff. "So I take it you have your Jonin sensei now?" she asked. "Yeah, my sensei is the guy named Kakashi Hatake." Tenten stopped. "You okay, Tenten?" "Kakashi, huh?" she said. "I can't believe it," she muttered. "Believe what?" he asked. "Kakashi is the eternal rival of my sensei," Tenten said, as she quoted the words eternal rival. "Really? That's interesting. Who's your sensei?" Naruto asked. "My sensei is Guy, Mike Guy." As she restarted to gather Naruto equipments. "He's a decent sensei but a little bit over hype and happy sometimes. He specializes in taijutsu and he's good. I mean, he's really good. He turned my teammate, who is a dead last of our class, into a force to be reckoned with. Taijutsu, huh? Naruto said, looking interested. Hey, do you think I can join you on your team for a training session, he asked. Well, I don't see why not, she said, as she led Naruto over to the cash register. But aren't you supposed to train your own sensei? As she rang up the things. That will be 4,000 yen, she said, as Naruto reached and pulled out Gama-chan. I would train with my sensei if he actually trained us, Naruto said. So far, all we really done are teamwork exercises, as he calls them, as Naruto handed Tenten money. I mean, we occasionally spar with each other, but he usually stopped us after 15 minutes. He doesn't even correct any mistake we have in our form. I mean, the man is one of the laziest Jonin senseis I've ever met. Tenten raised her eyebrow as she put the money away. What exactly are teamwork exercises, she asked. Well, we had to toss a ball to each other blindfolded. Then there was this one time when he chained us together, and we had to find him into the forest to get the key to escape. It took us nearly an hour to find him. That's it, Tenten said, as Naruto nodded. Well, it sounds like your sensei is either really lazy, or either really stupid. Probably both, Naruto thought. Well, when it was our team, we were already starting on tree climbing already, said Tenten. Yeah, I had to do that myself, Naruto said, as he sealed up his things in a scroll. So I usually get away from my team at 3 PM. Then you're in luck since my team usually stay out till 6 AM to 9 PM, she said. Cool. Can I see you guys tomorrow, he asked. Yeah, sounds fine, she said. Just to warn you, she said. My sensei and one of my teammates are rather weird. And we train at Training Ground 9. You don't have to worry about that, my sensei read porn in public. I think I can handle weird. See ya, Tenten, he says. He waved her off as he left, as she waved him off, as she went back to the register. The next day, Naruto was surprised as he got to Training Ground 9 after finishing off with his team, as he saw a man and his mini clone with a weird sunset behind them. Well, she really meant it when she said they were weird. And what's up with the mini clone? Tenten, Naruto called out, ignoring the two, hugging man. Tenten and our other teammate turned and looked at him. Hey Naruto, she said with a smile. Glad you could make it. What, Naruto said, and missed this? As he pointed over the still hugging guys. Yeah, said Tenten. I told you they were weird, she said. Remind me to never doubt you again, Naruto joked. Yosh! Who is this person that is joining our youthful group? What the hell? As Naruto saw they were no longer hugging and looking at him. As he looked at their clothes, green spandex, in orange, leg warmers. The only difference is, the taller one had a Jonin jacket while the other one did not. And also, dear God, I think those eyebrows are moving, Naruto thought. I wonder if those are real or did they super glue a pair of caterpillar above their eyes. Guy Sensei, this is Naruto, Tenten said. He asked if he could join us. Yosh, it is most youthful of you to join us while we fan our flames of youth. Guy shouted, giving Naruto the nice guy pose with the sparkling teeth. Yes, Naruto-kun, it's always good to see others join us while we fan our flames of youth, Guy Clone said. Naruto took a step back. Right, he said. As Tenten mouth twitched into a kind of amused smile, she noticed Naruto's discomfort. Naruto, this is my teammate Rock Lee, she said, as Lee gave him a shiny guy pose, with his sparkling teeth as well. And this is Hyuga Neji, she said. Naruto looked at Neji. You know, your eyes look like a classmate of mine's. Neji raised an eyebrow. Oh? Yeah, it's some dark, weird girl named Hinata. Are you related to her by any choice? He then noticed Neji stiffen at the name. Why don't we start training, Tenten suggested, knowing who Naruto was talking about and Neji's problem with her. Tenten, you are absolutely right. Come, Guy said. Let us burn in the flames of youth. Tenten reached in her pouch and pulled out a scroll as she unsealed a katana. It may not be my specialty, she said, but I'm still good with close-range weapons. Naruto grinned as he pulled his bow staff from his back. Well then, let's see who's good with their weapons. Tenten rushed towards him as she swung her blade at him, but Naruto blocked it as he spun around and started jab at her with his staff, making her jump away. As Naruto swung it above as she ducked under it, bringing her blade up, but Naruto twisted his hand and brought his staff down, slammed it right on the blade and forced it down to the ground. The two of them eyed each other as they continued to trade blows, neither of them getting the upper hand. As Tenten had the weapon advantage, since she has been training like this, and learning to use weapons since she was a child. But Naruto had the length advantage since his staff was longer. As Guy and Lee had stopped and watched a pair. You're good, Naruto says. He blocked strikes on Tenten. Really good. Thanks, Tenten said as she moved back as Naruto started twirling his staff around. For someone who started 3 weeks ago, you're not that bad yourself, she said. What can I say? I'm all natural, he said, as he swung his staff at her. But Tenten blocked it with her blade as she went down low and did a spinning kick at his leg, tripping him over, as she quickly reached over to him and placed her sword right on his neck. Natural or not, I've been at this for a really long time, she said. You're still not better than me yet. Well, I guess you're right, Naruto said. But I'll win next time for sure, he said. We will just have to see, she said as she gave him a helping hand. The moment Naruto got back up, Lee arrived right in his face, tears pooling out of his eyes. We must have a spar now to test our flames of youth against each other. I challenge you to a taijutsu contest, and if I cannot defeat you, I will run 600 laps around Konoha. And if I cannot do that, I will carry several boulders on my back as I climb the Hokage's monument. That's an excellent idea, Lee, said Guy. I shall help you with this, and if you fail, I shall do 600 push-ups on my thumbs. Guy Sensei, Lee said. Lee, said Guy. Guy Sensei, Lee, as they rushed at each other. Come on, you're seeing this as well, right? Said Naruto, as a literal waterfall appeared behind them, as the waves crashed wildly, and the both of them embraced. As Naruto held his hand together, release. Not even my Byakugan can see through it, said Neji, as he tried to see through this genjutsu. What the hell kind of genjutsu is this, Naruto said. Time skip. A week later. From meeting up with Tenten, Naruto started training with Team 9 every other day, while his clones work on the other things. It was then Naruto realized how much more he needed to gain to get stronger. Every night he come home, he was cut up, bruised, and battered or slashed, depending on who he fight. If he fight Tenten, he usually was cut up and slashed. If he fight Lee, he was bruised and battered. But both of them were Genins, and they were far ahead of him already. As he vowed that he will get stronger, he would train even more harder. Of course, he also had to deal with Anko on the other days. Yeah, when she wasn't on missions. She was kind of put off when she heard that Naruto went off to train other people. Well, she knew that guy was for taijutsu, seeing that he was a lot better than her than that. But that was after she came to a realization after trying to make her snakes eat Naruto. So she decided to work on his stealth, detection, and trap setting skills by playing death tag in the forest of death with him. As Naruto felt like she was still pissed off from him going to others, saying that she was even more crazy, or maybe it's just because he's rather psychotic and want to torture him. His clones also continue to make great progress in their work. His tree climbing clones have managed to battle for a full hour without falling. He now had them working in the water walking, but that was a bit harder. There was also his jutsu clones. They had finally finished learning the last two that he set out to learn. The wind release, Fist of the Divine Wind, a B rank, where he focused wind to his face and thrust them out. The jutsu caused a lot of tremors, and often leaving a large fist hole in the rocks that he used them on. The next one was the wind release, Wind Sword. It was an A rank jutsu that Konoha had gotten thanks to its alliance to the sand, where he focused wind on his fingertips and materialized it into an invisible wind sword. It could go from creating cuts on an enemy body, and even put in more chakra to slice them up into pieces. This one was the hardest one for him to learn, seeing that it was an A rank. But he was still having a bit of a problem with the blade, but he was still getting it under control though. He also learned another B rank wind jutsu, the wind release, Wind Senbon, where he turned anything into a pin cushion by using several dozen senbons. Wind senbons, of course. But his training session was slowed down by his team training, which Kakashi still had them on team exercises. He had started them on a few other things, but most of it was theories and battle tactics, but Naruto's already studied all of that himself already. Still, it was good for him to review, and Kakashi offered him several tactics on the Third Great Ninja War. Finally, Naruto said, as he was currently holding the cat in his hand, as they were on another damn D-rank mission, as this cat was really troublesome. Sasuke didn't even do that much, as he looked at Sasuke. Hey Sasuke, he said. Huh? Naruto threw the cat right into Sasuke's face, as the cat went crazy and started to claw him up, as Sasuke's screams were heard all around Konoha. Several minutes later, two twitching genins, and Naruto was grinning, were in the mission room with their Jonin sensei. Mission to capture Tora complete, said Kakashi, opening the cage where Tora was put after attacking Sasuke so viciously, as Kakashi grinned a bit under his mask as he watched his team suffer through the same horror he did when he was a genin. Oh, thank you so much, said Madame Shinji, a rather large woman in expensive clothing, as she grabbed the cat and she started to squeeze the life out of the cat. Tora-chan, I missed you so much, she said. Don't ever do that again. Well, I guess I kinda understand why he ran away, Naruto thought. Die, you demonic cat, Sasuke thought. Serve that cat right, Sakura said, for hurting my Sasuke-chan. Excellent job, Team 7, Sarutobi said, as the woman and her cat left. How about another mission? I have paid in the thanks for Kotora-san. Walking the Inuzaka dogs, or we could... No, Tora, came a scream from outside, signifying that the cat ran away again. As Sarutobi blinked, of course he was always catching no. Sasuke interrupted, as he finally lost his Uchiha cool. No more of these chores, I'm a Uchiha, and I demand you give me a mission worthy of a Uchiha, he said. That's right, Sakura said, defending her crush. Sasuke can deserve a better mission. Kakashi sighed. This is not gonna end well, he said. I expected something like this from Naruto, not Sasuke. How did I get such a mixed-up team? As Naruto saw Sarutobi in a mixture of anger and amusement, and Iruka looked like he was going to blow a gasket. Treat the Hokage with some respect, Iruka shouted, slamming his hands on the table. You're all newly graduated genin, everyone start out doing this work. And it take experience before you can start doing higher rank missions, Uchiha or not. What experience? Said Sasuke. The experience we get of catching that damn cat? I deserve a better mission. Sasuke, Kakashi tried, but he was interrupted by Iruka. Every mission to the village is important, said Iruka. You need to get over yourself and remember your duty to the village. My what? Sasuke asked in rage. How dare these people tell him about duty? His duty was to kill his clan's murderer, but he couldn't do that unless he was stronger. And he couldn't get stronger by running these errands. He's kind of right, Naruto said, as everyone turned at him. I think we're kind of ready for a C rank mission. We gone on 31 D ranks, and have done plenty of team working exercises, so we know we can work together. Well, that is at least until the training or mission is over. Then Sakura ignores me, and then Sasuke just ignores everyone. He thought to himself. Do you believe they're ready, Kakashi? Sarutobi asked. As Kakashi looked them over, well, I'm sure that Naruto and Sasuke can handle themselves. Despite his just small outbursts, Sasuke is normally cool, and Naruto's is nothing like the report said. Sakura might be a problem, but then again, a C-rank mission doesn't have really much confrontation. And besides, what bad thing could happen, Kakashi thought. What mission is it, Kakashi asked. A protection mission and escort. You are to protect the client, heading to the hidden wave. Very well, said Kakashi. I think we can accomplish a mission like this. Finally, Naruto said, as he was excited to get out of the village. So who are we protecting? A princess? A celebrity? A noble? Calm down, Naruto, said Sarutobi as he chuckled at the boy's enthusiasm. You can send him in now, Sarutobi said. They turned to the door. The stench of alcohol hit Naruto's nose rather quickly as he had to cut off the chakra flow that he was sending to it. As he saw a man about in his 40s with a grey beard. Huh? What the hell? It's just a bunch of kids. The man said, really annoyed, as he had a jug in his hand as he gulped it down. Well, this is not what I expected, Naruto said to himself. I mean, look at them. The one with the black hair. His hair shaped like a duck ass. And the way that pink hair girl just seemed to lash to him. She looked like his little whore. And a one-eyed guy? Are you a scarecrow? And that little midget over there. You expect me to believe these people are ninja? The man brought the bottle back up to his mouth, but a blade of wind sliced the bottle. As it fell to the floor and shattered, alcohol spraying over his feet. Naruto, you're not supposed to attack the client, said Kakashi. But Kakashi had a curious eye on Naruto. That was our wind release, wind blade. He've obviously been learning some new jutsus, and that hand seal was pretty fast. I wonder where he learned it. Oh, I wasn't attacking him, Naruto said. And by the way, he's just a civilian. If I had tried to attack him, he would be dead. He said that he didn't believe in our skills, so I just gave my demonstration. You're right, Tazuna said, as he looked at his bottle on the ground, as he threw the piece away. Anyways, my name is Tazuna, and I am a master bridge builder, and you will be escorting me back to the Land of Waves, my home, where I am building my next bridge. I expect all of you to protect me, even if it costs you your life, he said. Naruto narrowed his eyes. I wonder what he mean by that statement. There shouldn't be too much trouble for a C-rank mission. So I wonder, he thought. Right then, said Kakashi. Why don't we all meet at the East Gate in an hour? Why don't we just leave tomorrow, Naruto said. Kakashi turned and looked at him. Why suggest tomorrow, he asked. Well, first of all, it's several hours past noon. If we leave now, we will be forced to make camp before we even make it several miles from Konoha. And Tazuna is a civilian, he can't run or tree hop. So, nami no kune. And second, he's really drunk. A drunk is much harder to protect than someone sober. Less reasonable too as well. Everyone is staring at Naruto like he got a second head or something. What? He asked. Nothing, said Kakashi, as he was surprised at the reasonable suggestion. Well, that sounds reasonable. Alright then, we will meet tomorrow at the East Gate at 8 AM. Sounds like a plan, Naruto said, as he made his way towards the window. As he waved over his shoulder, see ya, he said, as he jumped through the window. Iruka smiled. That boy is surely growing up, he thought to himself. The Hokage thinking the same thing. The next morning, Naruto had his things packed. After that, he placed his hands together as he closed his eyes. Shotokon Jutsu, he said, as he was too poof, as he revealed two Naruto clones who were already transformed to Kian and Akira. As he unsealed an ink brush and some ink from his wrist. Alright you two, turn around, he said. They already knowing what he was going to do, they turned, as he applied the complex seal to them. Something of his own making, seeing that he was going to be out of the village for a while, and he doesn't even know how long. This seal was constantly pumped chakra into them, for them to be able to continue to work, without him being here. When he was finished, he checked, then double checked, then triple checked, to make sure none of the seals were messed up. Alright, done. I want you guys to keep a low profile while I'm gone. Don't do anything stupid. Don't worry about that, Akira said, giving him a beautiful smile. You can count on us, right, Naruto said. Her personality was nothing like him, seeing that he had to read a lot of romantic novels, and also look through some books, to find out what a good girl personality was like. He didn't want her to be crazy like Anko, or abusive like Sakura. And Kian was based off of what Naruto thought Sasuke would be like if he didn't have a large stick placed up his ass. Yeah, he was a pretty cool guy. Well, I'll see you guys later, Naruto says. He headed off. Like Naruto, Sakura was packing what she thought was important for the mission. Yes, what she thought was important. Extra shampoo, clothes, that cute little dress she has been hoping to wear for Sasuke. You know, the important things for a mission. As she placed her backpack over her shoulder. I'm going on a mission, Mom, she said, as she didn't wait for a reply as she headed out this door. Maybe now that we're going out the village, me and Sasuke can finally have some time alone, she thought, with a small giggle. Meanwhile, Sasuke was packing in one of the many rooms in the Uchiha compound. Even though the clan was lifeless and empty, he still stayed there even though he was offered a house outside the clan. However, he wanted this place to be a reminder of what he was, an avenger. I'll prove my strength and use this mission as a stepping stone. So when the time comes, I'll finally be able to kill him, Sasuke thought. Moments later, where the hell is your Jonin sensei? Asked Tazuna. As it has been a couple of hours now and Kakashi has been nowhere to be seen. I thought ninjas were supposed to be ready in a timely fashion, he asked. Naruto sighed as he flipped another page in his book. His new book, Intermedium Level of Sealing Theories, by Namikaze Minato. He'll be here, Tazuna-san. But Kakashi-sensei is always 3 hours late to anything. In fact, I'm sure if he could, he'll probably be late to his own funeral. You can't be serious, can you? Asked Tazuna. I'm afraid he is, said Sakura, for once agreeing with Naruto. For once, I wish he was on time, she said. Maybe we need to beat the crap out of him to teach him timely manners, thought inner Sakura. That was all Sasuke said. Anyways, Nerd says he flipped another page in his book. He should be here in 3, 2, 1. Poof. Yo, said Kakashi. You're late, said Sakura. So what's your excuse this time, Kakashi? Did a black cat cross your path, forcing you to take the long way around? Close, there was actually a horde of black cats on my doorstep. I had to wait for them to leave, then walk around my house 3 times, and then took the long way here. You know, don't really want any bad luck. Liar, Sakura yelled. Kakashi picked at his ear. Anyways, let's get going, he said, as he started to walk with the group. But Naruto stopped. Is something wrong, Kakashi asked. Nah, this is just the first time I'm stepping foot outside the village, he said, as he shook it off. Alright, let's get going, he said. For a few hours, Naruto looked around, taking in all the sights he could. But then his excitement about being outside the village started to fade away. All he saw was trees. Trees and more trees. As he turned to see Sasuke brooding, just as usual, Sakura asked him out, but finally getting tired of that, seeing that he wasn't even paying her any attention. As Kakashi was reading his porn like usual, and Tazuna. The man looked like he was worried about something. As Naruto wondered what was up with that, was he scared? Naruto then came to a stop, as he had developed his dangerous sense over the weeks. Even the most small amount of killing intent could be detected by him. And right now there was a bit leaking from somewhere. As he continued to walk, he saw a puddle in the middle of a road. Odd, it hasn't rained in several days. As he looked back to see Kakashi eyeing the puddle before moving on. As Naruto turned, wondering if he was just being paranoid. Kakashi sensei, he heard Sakura scream as he turned to see Kakashi bound by chains. The 2 ninjas yanked the cables as it ripped Kakashi to shreds. For a split second, Naruto hesitated, but he shook it off. As one of them rushed towards him, Sasuke thrust a kunai, pinning one of them to a tree. Naruto ducked under the gauntlet as he thrust his fist forward, knocking the man in his stomach. Jumping up, Naruto grabbed the man's head and smashed it into his knee. The man was sent stumbling back, a bit dazed, as Naruto flashed right in front of him, smashing several hard punches right into the man's ribcage. As he enhanced his fist with chakra and smashed it into the man's chest, he was sent sailing as he crashed into a tree behind him. As he looked down at the unconscious man, he then heard a voice behind him. Yo. As he turned to see Kakashi with the other ninja in a headlock. Kakashi-sensei, you're alive, said Sakura, as she lowered her kunai. Of course, Kakashi said, as he pointed over to where he had died, as they saw the remains of a log. He used a substitution, but in the blood and guts we saw, it was again jutsu to make we think that he was violently killed. But what for? Excellent job in defeating the enemy, Naruto, Sasuke. He then turned towards Naruto. Are you alright? I saw you freeze up there for a moment. Huh? Oh, I'm fine. I was just surprised that you had died against these 2, Naruto said. I'm glad to hear that. Also, you might want to take care of that wound. As Naruto looked down to see a cut on his forearm. Kiri ninjas have known to poison their weapons. Huh, I must have gotten when I swatted that guy's attack away, Naruto thought. Without hesitation, he pulled a kunai and stabbed himself in his own arm to let the poison bleed out. Naruto, what are you doing? Sakura screamed, as she and everyone else widened their eyes to see Naruto injure himself. What? I'm just bleeding out the poison, he said. Yeah, but now you might die of blood loss, Kakashi said. Naruto chuckled as he pulled out bandages. You don't have to worry about small wounds like this, sensei. I have had worse, he said, as he wrapped the bandages around his forearm. Far, far worse, he muttered, also remembering the numerous bites that he got from Uncle's snakes with them ripping into his flesh. To up his pain tolerance, she called it. That is why he barely felt that scratch. I'll take care of these 2, Naruto, as he dragged both of the Chunins over to a tree, where he tied them up with ninja wires. One of them groaned. As Naruto finished tying up, he blinked and looked around. Oh, welcome back, Naruto said. Did you have a nice nap? The Chunin glared at him. How did you know of our ambush? What are you talking about, Naruto asked. I knew nothing about your ambush. All I could sense was your killing intent, but I couldn't tell exactly where it was coming from. But Kakashi-sensei seemed to be onto you guys though. As Naruto looked at Tazuna, who was looking more nervous than usual. Them ninja being here. It probably makes sense now. That is why he's been so nervous. It wasn't that hard, said Kakashi, since it hasn't rained in several days. No puddle would have been there. Hey, wait, you know that they were going to attack us? And you left to make these kids protect me, he said. I could have taken them out before any trouble started. But, said Kakashi as he glared at Tazuna's one eye, I wouldn't have learned anything. Who their target was? What do you mean? Asked Tazuna. I wanted to know if they were after us, ninja attacking ninja, or if they were after you as a master bridge builder when you made your request, standard bandits, and highwaymen alike. But for these ninjas to be coming after you, this is beyond C rank. Our mission was to protect you from bandits. If we had known that we would have been protecting you from ninjas, we would have called for a higher mission, probably B rank. Lying to us is unacceptable. As it is, this task falls beyond the boundary that we were given. We should go back, Sakura said. The idea of fighting enemy ninja, it was scary to her. We're not ready for something like this. You guys can go if you want, Naruto said, but I'm staying. Everyone looked over at him in surprise. It doesn't matter if he lied about the mission. The fact is we already accepted it. As Konoha ninja, we can't go back on our word. That will be disgrace in the village and can also make people lose faith in us if you run at the first sign of trouble. As Naruto looked at Tatsuna, you don't have to worry about me leaving even if they do. You think you can protect him yourself, Sasuke snorted. Please. You would be lost without someone like me watching your back. So let me guess, that means you're in, Naruto said. That was all Sasuke said. Kakashi sighed. Why is it that they only get along when a fight was brewing? I guess that means we're continuing, he said. As Tazuna was beyond happy to hear that. 3 days later, as the group was currently on a boat. So, who is he? Kakashi asks. Well, the man who's after my life. He's a very short man. A very short man, Naruto said. So you're telling me that we're facing off against someone who would be better to be in a circus or something? Who is it? Asked Kakashi. You know of him. At least I'm sure you heard of him. His name is Goto, said Tazuna. Goto? Goto of Goto Transports and Shipping, said Kakashi. His eyes widened a bit. Rumors place that man as one of the richest men in the world. Yes, the very same. On the surface, he appeared to be a good businessman. But underneath that, he's one of the rulers of the criminal underworld. He's known for using gangs and hiring ninja to take over countries and destroy businesses. He uses business as a smuggle for his underground black market, smuggling drugs, contrabands, and even slaves. This guy started to sound like a grade A douchebag, Naruto said, hearing that the guy smuggled slaves. He came to the wave over a year ago, said Tazuna. He had used his wealth and his violence to take over our country. Before we even know what's happening, he had taken over our shipping and transport. Anyone who ever tried to stand up to him, disappear. The only thing Goto is scared of right now is the bridge. Which of course is why he's after you, Naruto said the nod. Once the bridge is completed, it will create a connection to your country to the mainland, so you won't need boats and ships to get your supplies. Since you're the master bridge builder, you're in his way, and he wants to off you. That still doesn't answer my question, said Kakashi. If you knew that this was so dangerous, why did you lie about the mission? It's kind of obvious, isn't it, Naruto said, as he thought over some of the things he read on economics, living, and maneuvers that he could place on this situation. If Goto has been here for over a year, that means he has a year to place all of his control over the finances, right? Chances are that he placed ridiculous taxes on everything. I doubt that this country even have enough for a B-rank mission. Am I right, Naruto asks? Yeah, you're right. Our country was never all that fancy in the first place. But since Goto has come, our country has been reduced to nearly nothing. We are poor to the point of emptiness. Even our nobles have very little money. And the rest they have, they risk everything so that we could build the bridge. As it is, we are the ones that are paying for this mission, and we just don't have enough money to pay for a B or higher rank. As he looked up at the ninjas, if you drop me off and abandon me when you get to shore, there will be no bridge. Goto will no doubt kill me as soon as I get home, he said. You don't need to worry about that, Naruto said. It was a pretty stupid thing to lie about the mission, because you know that Goto could probably hire some stronger ninjas to come and finish us off. Seeing that we're just a newer group of Jedins, if you had talked to the old man, he'd have probably set up some kind of payment. Tazuna looked down hearing that. But Naruto sighed, I can understand where you're coming from though. You have no way of knowing whether we would have helped you if you had been honest. And since we already agreed to take this mission, we can't afford to go back now, Naruto said. As Sakura and Sasuke wonder, when did Naruto change so much? He was just sounding so different from when he was at the academy. The boat continued to move silently as they made their way. As they got to the shores and got off the boat, they saw most of the buildings that were near the docks were really run down. After Tazuna and the boatman exchanged farewells, they headed off to Tazuna home. As they were walking, Naruto pulled a kunai and thrust it into a bush, startling Tazuna and the other genins. What the hell, Naruto? Sakura hissed. Are you trying to scare us or something? Naruto walked past Sakura as he moved the bush to see a small white rabbit shaking, with the kunai stuck right above his head. Naruto baka, look what you did to the poor little rabbit, she said. Stop trying to act cool though, it only makes you look more like an idiot, said Sasuke. Shut the hell up, Naruto said, as he looked at Kakashi, not giving Sasuke time to respond. Hey, sensei, I could be wrong, but shouldn't a rabbit fur be brown around this time of year? He should know after all, he had skinned at least 30 of the critters. Yes it is, Kakashi said, as he thought a white rabbit. This time of year means that it was raised within doors. Probably someone's gonna use it for... Get down, he said, as all of them jumped down, Kakashi tackling Tazuna down to the ground. As a whooshing sound could be heard over their head, as a large blade planted into the tree. As a man flashed right on top of it. Well, on the sword hilt. Well, if it isn't Hatake Kakashi, he said. As Kakashi picked himself up. Zabuza, the demon of the mist. I never expected someone like you to be working for a scum like Gato. Zabuza shrugged, it pays the bills. Besides, it's all worth it if I get to fight an opponent like you. You know, when I was back in Kiri, you were listed as an A-rank ninja, kill on sight in our bingo book. Kakashi Hatake, the man that copied over 1,000 jutsus. I had no idea our sensei was so famous, thought Sakura. Well, I'm gonna do you a favor today. Why don't you just hand over the old man, and I'll let you and your little Genin squad live. Sorry, but it wouldn't look good for Konoha if we just let you have him, without putting up a fight. Don't say I wasn't nice at first, as he grabbed his blade hilt and kicked off the tree, landing right in the water. Hidden mist jutsu, he said, as a thick mist spread, increasing the mist that was there in the first place, as they could even see a feet in front of them. Defensive formation, said Kakashi, as they surrounded Tazuna in a triangle. Zabuza is a master of the silent killing technique. Protect the bridge builder and leave him to me. As Kakashi lifted up his headband. Ah, the Sharingan. Zabuza's voice echoed from everywhere. It's an honor to be facing it so soon. How does Kakashi have the Sharingan? Only members of the Uchiha clan, my clan. Can it be possible? Could he? Thought Sasuke. If Kakashi is using the Sharingan right off the bat, then this guy must be really strong, Naruto thought. Damn it, I should have went over that bingo book Uncle gave me. At least I would have known a bit more about this guy. Still, the Sharingan is useless if you can't see, as the mist started to thicken even more. Damn it, the mist is cutting down the Sharingan effectively. 8 points. A wicked killer intent filled the ear, the lungs, the liver, the spine, the clavicle, vein, jugular artery, brain, kidney, and the heart. I'll let you choose one. Now hurry up and pick. Or should I pick, he said. Damn it, Naruto curse. This killing intent is something else. It makes the killing intent Uncle release look small. No. Got to remember what she told me, Naruto said, as he started to push out his chakra to counter-react this killing intent. As he felt a little better, but it was still affecting him some. But he was going to bow down her knee. Meanwhile, Sasuke was sweating. Is this what? A high-level battle? With 2 Jonins like he thought, as he could barely breathe. I can't take it, he says. He pulled a kunai and brought up to his throat. Sasuke, calm down, said Kakashi. I won't let any of you die on me, he said. As Sasuke seemed to calm himself down, lowering his kunai. You're all talk, Kakashi. The group was rather shocked when Zabuza appeared right in the middle of them. Kakashi flashed behind him, the one stabbed him right in the neck, but he burst into water. A water clone. It's over, said Zabuza as he appeared behind Kakashi and cleaned off his head. Well, I see now how tricky that eyes of yours is. You have probably learned the water clone over the years as well, depending to use it right now, as Kakashi was nothing but a puddle of water right now. Kakashi burst from underground as he came up with an uppercut, but Zabuza jumped away and landed on the water as Kakashi jumped out to face him. As their battle started, as Kakashi landed and touched the water. What is this feeling? There's something wrong with this water, he said. Huh, now I've got you, said another Zabuza, making Kakashi's eyes went wide. Water release, water prison! As Kakashi was trapped in a large water prison. He cursed as he saw the Zabuza in front of him dissolve into water. Damn it, he said, as he looked towards his team. Run! Get out of here, he said. Run now! Oh, they're not going anywhere, said Zabuza, as the water started to rise up, as a water clone of Zabuza came out of it. Get out of here! This battle was over the moment I got caught! Run! He can't seriously think we can run, thought Sasuke. Even if we manage to escape, he will just kill Kakashi and come after us. He's much faster. I have to prove myself, I have to do something. Sasuke dashed forward with his kunai, but the clone simply kicked him away. Sasuke Kansakura cried as she saw how easily Sasuke was knocked away. Zabuza appeared right over him and stepped on Sasuke hard. Sasuke cried out in pain as Zabuza started to step in his ribs. You kids think that you're ninja? Huh. None of you deserve the title of ninja when you have stained your hand with so much blood as me. Then, and only then, will I consider you as wind style. The clone's speech was cut off as it dispelled as a ball of wind smashed into it. You alright, Sasuke, Naruto asked as he pulled Sasuke up. Yeah, I'm fine, Sasuke said. Listen, when I tell you, I want you to launch the biggest fireball you have. So, we're gonna be working together now, Sasuke said, with a bit of sarcasm. Just do it, Naruto said. Hey, guy with the no eyebrows, are you done rambling now? What you just call me, you brat, Zabuza asked. You heard me, you eyebrow-less freak. As Naruto grinned, it seemed like Zabuza was sensitive about his lack of eyebrows. You know, if you're sensitive about that stuff, I know someone who can help you with that. He's got a lot to spare. You little piece of shit. I'll kill you, Zabuza said, as he started to turn red. But guys, it'll be ending this episode right here. If you want the next part of this, or know what to do, like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on the bell notifications to stay posted. Remember, share to all of your friends in your social media platform, and stay tuned for the rest of the what it's coming your way, and I hope you guys enjoy. But for now, I'm out of here. Peace.